It's match day for the Black Stars of Ghana. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to The Pulse. This broadcast is also live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and on all our social media handles. We're joining you on TV. Excitement, optimism, and a touch of caution fills the air as the Black Stars prepare to take on Panama later tonight. We'll hear from some Ghanaians plus do some analysis on Ghana's chances.
I fell out of love for Black Stars, some years ago. So right now, I'd rather protect my heart.
I am expecting that Ghana is going to beat Panama by 3-0.
We are going to win. We and Panama, they are not strong. We are going to beat them 3-0.
Police in the Central Region confirms the death of a final year student of Infantsipim School after his body was found hanging in an uncompleted building in Cape Coast. Buffer Stock Company posts 91.7 million Ghana cedis profit in 2025 after recording a loss of 19 million cedis the year prior. We have more from the CEO of NAFCO. The latest of these and many other stories are coming up in the next 3 hours. The Pulse is brought to you by Defendro. Cough expectorant, Defendro. Breathe easy. Feel better. My name is Kenneth Gyasi. See you in a moment.
Did you know that Ghana currently spends more than 8 billion Ghana cedis annually importing food that can be produced locally? That is why this June, Joy Business and the Super Morning Show, in partnership with the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters, FAGE, bring you the Joy Agribusiness Month 2026 under the theme From Soil to Sovereignty, Building Ghana's Agricultural Self-Reliance Through Innovation. Join us on the Joy Super Morning Show, Joy News, and across Joy Business platforms for a month-long national conversation on Ghana's food security and agribusiness future. Week 1 focuses on government policy, trade and financing for food sovereignty. Week 2 explores research, innovation, mechanization. Week 3 examines infrastructure, value addition, youth participation and agricultural financing, while Week 4 highlights opportunities across key horticulture value chains. The final week looks at consumer power and Ghana's roadmap to food sovereignty by 2030. Stay tuned to Joy FM and Joy News.
This Father's Day, give Dad more than just a gift. Give him an unforgettable experience. Join the Joy brands for the Joy Safari Escape, the ultimate weekend getaway created to celebrate fathers and father figures on 20th and 21st of June. Enjoy a premium escape filled with relaxation, adventure, music, great food, and quality family time. Your experience includes breakfast courtesy from Safari Homes, complimentary bus service to and from Aqua Safari because we care about your comfort, luxury night stay at Aqua Safari, scenic river tours and boat cruises, fish and tortoise feeding experience, underwater cave viewing, eco park adventure with amazing wildlife encounters, buffet meals, island party with live band entertainment, swimming pool, archery, board games, lawn tennis, endless vibes from our DJs, and fun activities for the kids too. So bring along the entire family. Rates are going for 4,000 Ghana cedis single, 6,000 Ghana cedis double, and 10,000 Ghana cedis for a family of 4. Book now or make enquiries by calling or WhatsApping Lois on 053 100 3813. The Joy Safari Escape, June 20 and 21. Joy Safari Escape, one weekend, endless memories. The Joy Safari Escape is powered by Hits FM and Joy Prime.
To dance with my father again.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. And this for kids. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
On PM Express, power is confronted, claims are tested, and accountability is not optional.
The first 2 months in office between January, February, and March, we had already brought down this rate, and then we have sustained it since.
Politics, business, the economy, social justice. If it affects your life, it will be examined. If it shapes your future, it will be interrogated.
You ever sitting there today and you see me sweating, I'm answering your question, you in the comfort of your chair putting all these questions to me. That is why you would not have the responsibility of bringing about this document.
No safe spaces for evasion, no comfort in half-truths, just facts, pressure, and the courage to stay with the question until the answer comes.
Your word says,
my words were,
those
listen,
on Compact Plus, you pay $570 and you get more channels.
Evans,
that moves you.
This is the speech.
To
the speech I read yesterday is what I'm holding here. You didn't read the speech. You didn't write it. I wrote it and I read it.
Because democracy demands scrutiny and the public deserves clarity. When the day's noise fades and the nation needs understanding, there is PM Express on Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible. Welcome to the program. Ahead of the Black Stars opening FIFA World Cup match against Panama, excitement is already building across the country. Well, President John Mahama has called on Ghanaians, both home and abroad, to rally behind the national team, describing the tournament as a moment of national pride and unity. In a statement released from the presidency, the government says it has also secured official television broadcasting rights to ensure millions of Ghanaians can watch every moment of the tournament as the Black Stars seek to make their mark on the global stage. Here's what the statement says. And it says that to celebrate a vibrant diaspora in Toronto and across North America, we charge you to be the 12th man. Let the red, gold, and green illuminate the stands, and let our drums remind our boys that wherever a Ghanaian stands, home is never far away. At home, the government has ensured that no citizen is left behind. We have successfully secured official television broadcast rights, ensuring that every tackle and every goal is beamed into homes from Maxim to Boko and from Ho to Hamile. This is our gift to a nation that lives and breathes the beautiful game. Those are excerpts of the statement that was released by the presidency earlier today to cheer on the senior national team, the Black Stars. Head coach Carlos Queiroz also says his side is fully focused on the task ahead and remains confident of securing all 3 points despite the challenges surrounding the squad. Speaking at his pre-match press conference, the Portuguese trainer expressed optimism about the team's readiness for the occasion. Listen.
I never remember in my life to play one game that was not a must-win. And why? Because our value, it's not based on intentions or wishes. Our value is based on results. And the only medicine that works in football, it is to win. So we are ready to fight for the result, knowing that it's nothing easy, nothing comes easy in football. And we have, as I said it before, one team in front of us that have the same wishes and the same expectations. You reach one issue in the preparation. Yeah, we play one game, but it was not only the only play that the team played. There were other games before that we took lessons from those games. In terms of preparation, life is simple for us in terms of football. One training is better than 0, 2 is better than 1, 3 is better than 2, and so and so. 2 games is better than 1, 3 is better than 2. But if you only have one game, you have to take the best of that situation. We play one game, we train more. If we play more games, we train less. So at the end, the final outcome of football, it's always a mystery. So we never know, because there is no formula that gives you the success in football. It is what you have to do on the day, how much you are committed during the game, and special after all these years. To be honest with you, I have a strong belief that this is a game of players. And the moment we start the game, I count on my players, and they are ready for that.
Carlos Queiroz is the head coach of the Black Stars. But really, how confident are you about tonight's game? We took to the streets to find out your expectations ahead of the game.
Ghana, Panama today. Oh, so far so good. Ghana go win 3-1.
3-1?
3-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ghana go win 3-1.
But the mascot is not part of the match this time.
No problem at all. No problem at all. We have men's. They are doing. Yeah.
Ghana won, Panama won, because Ghana with our 1 day and 1 year, we are not asking for more. What we want is a win, so 1 is okay.
If he's not playing, it's not a big deal, because you have Semenyo, you have other colleagues there, so we are hoping for the best.
And what's your prediction for today?
Oh, maybe 3 or 4-0.
3 or 4-0?
4-0, yeah.
Okay. So what's your prediction for today's match?
Oh, 2-0 straight. Yes, 2-0 Ghana. Oh, Ghana, blessed, guidance and protection for Ghana team all the time. Have a good day, Ghana. Blessed.
Oh, it's not going to affect anything. No, we are going to win. We and Panama, they are not strong. We are going to beat them 3-0. Of course, we are going to beat them 3-0.
But is it the mascot is not part of the match this time around?
Yeah, well, it's not fair, but then that's what has happened. So we hope the boys will show out and they'll do their best.
Having in mind the issue about Comoros and all that, but still, I'm highly optimistic that Black Stars is going to win this match. Yeah, Partey is an individual, and the Black Stars is a team. So in as much as one team member is out, it's a team, and they'll make good use of the number available.
I'm on the fence. I really do not know what to expect. Yeah, so I'll play it safe and then just see what happens. The truth is, I fell out of love for Black Stars, some years ago. So right now, I'd rather protect my heart and just see what happens. If it happens that we win, fine. If we don't, well, I move.
I'm very, very hopeful. I believe we are going to score them about 2-0. The last match I watched between Ghana and Wales, I saw their performance, and that has heightened my hope for them.
I'm expecting Ghana to win by 2-1 against Panama. I am just hoping that we've come a long way with them. They have disappointed us quite a bit. for some time now, and I hope they have this opportunity to prove to us that we can still trust them to do well.
So those are some of the expectations of Black Star fans in Accra. In Kumasi, excitement is already building ahead of the game between Panama and the Ghana Black Stars, with football fans expressing confidence and high expectations. A few supporters say they are even fasting and praying for Ghana's success.
I am expecting that Ghana is going to beat Panama by 3-0. Even though right now, currently, we don't have strong team as we used to have in Samuel Jans and then Stephen Appiah's their era, but surely we are still going to beat them. Because if we don't win this match, then there is no hope for the next coming matches.
Well, I'm expecting nothing but the best. I'm praying that the Black Star will sell tonight after winning 2-0. Yeah, I'm expecting 2 goals from the Black Stars. We'll reach them the best. We encourage them to give them the maximum best. Ghanaians are behind them. They should do their best. And at the end of the day, we should celebrate together.
Ghana, you need that almost. It's almost shy. Na Ghana and Yaji. Basa no any man DC, any man PP. NDC and MPP for almost Tiakuma.
We pray that God sees us through and grants us victory. I expect the Black Stars to score 2 goals tonight. We pray that God gives them the strength and wisdom, and that they put in a strong performance to secure the win.
Vice President Koho, there's a minor Kuma da Womoso. Domani Womo, the Empire born in Yamida Tawomachi, and the whole day needed me a country. I'm a woman, and Domani Womo, Jenny das one. Oh, go to the air. The here is here 3 points. 1 crowd 3 points number. They will Kobe Tria. There's a Motoswaba. They say there you, Jordan, you. Said that there, 1 year old near the day. Often I want in Nguso. Go no bar one share. Semenoso said the Bo City Noir or Brofragina Tumuno. Once yes,
expectation, I'm sure a free Ghana blaster on the side.
We pray that God sees us through and grants us victory. I expect the Black Stars to score 2 goals tonight. We pray that God gives them the strength and wisdom, and that they put in a strong performance to secure the win.
Panama and Korea, Ghana winning 2 goals.
Your footballers and nothing but the best.
This is our first match, and I believe the Black Stars will score 3 goals. We wish them nothing but success and expect them to start the tournament on a strong note. I haven't eaten today because I'm fasting and praying for the team. If Ghana loses tonight's match, I won't be able to eat.
We are hopeful that the Black Stars will make us proud by securing victory tonight. I'm expecting the Black Stars to win 3-1. At the very least, they should score 3 goals. Even if Panama manages to get 1, securing the 3 points is what matters most.
Those are the expectations of some Black Stars supporters in Kumasi. Well, support continues to pour in for the Black Stars from government officials, parliamentarians, and members of the senior national women's team. Vice President Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman visited the team yesterday and delivered a message of encouragement ahead of the opener.
We know you are doing well. We know you have already excelled. But we want you to go even higher. Every mother wants their child to be the best they can be and to excel even when they think that they have reached their goal. So we are here to encourage you to do even more. You have heard from Nana Sribo about group work, and I think that is part of the strength in sports. It's about cooperation. Regardless what your strength is, it becomes even more strong when it is played along somebody else. And if in the process you make someone else even stronger, you succeed even more. So that is what we want to leave with you. Ghana is rooting for you, regardless where Ghanaians are, whether they're in the diaspora, they're in the markets at home, they're in the field, in the markets, in the field, in the farms, regardless, they are rooting for you. Ghana is behind you.
So that's Vice President Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman at the camp of the Black Stars in Canada yesterday. Let's cross over to Parliament, where some MPs have also been throwing their weight behind the senior national team.
And Ghana, God bless our homeland, Ghana, oh say, Black Star say, forward ever, oh say. Mr. Speaker, this is the morale that we have to go into today's game in faraway Canada. The Ghana Black Stars is noted, Mr. Speaker, in showcasing our talent when it comes to football, particularly at the Global Mondial. We showed what we could do in 2006 in Germany, where everybody remembered the likes of Sule Muntari, when we saw Asamoah Gyan score that classic goal against US, and then all of that. You know, where Stephen Napier, the Capito, was there marshalling the midfield. And then we come to 2010, South Africa. We saw how we went very far. Unfortunately, post-2010, our confidence in the Black Stars keeps on dwindling. There's much, we don't appear to have much expectations and hope for the Black Stars these days. But having made it to the World Cup, having just succeeded to get to the World Cup, it's a clear indication that Ghana is capable of winning its games and moving to the next stage of the competition. Mr. Speaker, we take solace in so far the matches that African teams have played. You watch the game of Egypt against Belgium, Mr. Speaker. It was so fantastic how the Egyptians performed. You watch the game of Morocco against Brazil, where they drew 1-1. You couldn't even see any difference between the two teams. And then almighty Spain came against Cape Verde. And Cape Verde was able to even survive 0-0 against Spain. And so I believe that Ghana, as we play against Panama today, we have what it takes to win and to move to the next stage of the competition. Mr. Speaker, what we need to do as Ghanaians is to make sure that we pray for the national team. They say prayers, it's not at this stage that you call for prayers. It is at this stage that you want to see teamwork. You want the coaches to unite the players. We know the effect that Thomas Partey's absence in today's game is going to have upon the team. But that is why the psychologists in the team would have to show up. That is when the coach has to also encourage the boys to rise above all of these challenges so that at the end of the day, Ghana will make it. We have seen this before, and as I said, Mr. Speaker, Ghana is obliged to win. We don't want to get to the stage, Mr. Speaker, where we begin to do calculations. So we lose against Panama, and then our next match, we are waiting to see who will draw and who is going to win again. That wouldn't help. At this stage, all that we are saying is that Ghana has to go all out. We need to win the match against Panama, and then look forward to winning against USA, and even making a good presence against England. And without much, Mr. Speaker, Ghana should advance to the next stage. I want to encourage all of us as Ghanaians. I can see our young ladies and gentlemen at the gallery, all in high hopes. I believe that at the end of the tournament, they will be able to single out some few Ghanaian players who were able to make Ghana proud. Mr. Speaker, without more, I want to thank you for the opportunity to contribute.
Very well. Okay, I'll come to you. I'll give all of you the opportunity to speak. Let me deal with the minister. Minister for Education.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity and to comment the maker of the statement. And Mr. Speaker, to also use the opportunity to wish the Black Stars of Ghana, the gallant Black Stars, the best of today against Panama, and to urge them to go into it with discipline, with focus, and to be assured that the country is standing strongly behind them. Mr. Speaker, I just got back from Kukurantume this morning with the honorable member for the area, Nanaya Ampao, and on the streets, you see Ghana. The passion that unites the country is football, and therefore it is no accident that Excellency the Vice President of the Republic, Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, is in Toronto on behalf of the President and on behalf of the good people of Ghana to add to assuring the Black Stars that Ghana stands with them. But Mr. Speaker, whilst we are at it, I think it's also important that we improve our own football management in the country. And Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to commend Mr. Speaker Bagbin. You know, recently he brought in Sutherland Football Club as part of his exercise of what you call parliamentary diplomacy of Visit Ghana. And Mr. Speaker, if you are familiar with the branding of football, if you enter the Prime Minister's office of the United Kingdom, you see football, Great Britain, ICT, Great Britain, culture, Great Britain. They have been able to brand their football well. Ghana, our league, I'm in it just like your Asante Kotoko. You are not happy the last time that my team Karela beat up Kotoko. I'm full-time investor in football. I ran Karela, I ran Steadfast United. Mr. Speaker, the winger Fatai Isahaku is my product. I'm now producing a young lad who is 15. He's been to Monaco. He's now coming from England and the training. But Mr. Speaker, we have to deepen the competition. So I'm liaising with the Minister for Youth and Sports to reignite schools, colleges, and universities sports and to focus on football so that we can identify potential. Mr. Speaker, it's huge business today in football and the export of players itself, apart from the young people having their talent. But Mr. Speaker, what Ghana needs to work on is officiating. Our officiating is very bad. I'm of the view that even referees and linesmen, we should ballot. Nobody should determine who goes to officiate which match, and then you can't predict what happens in Ghana League. So, Mr. Speaker, once again, let me thank the maker of the statement, and on behalf of the Parliament of Ghana, I'm sure you'll do it for all of us, to assure the Black Stars that the country stands with them. They should win and win against Panama. They can win against Croatia, and they can win against England, but they need to stand well. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let me turn to Ambassador Ridu.
Mr. Speaker, Ambassador, I'm the footballer. He's not a footballer.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for ignoring my senior colleague, because we used to play soccer during our days. Mr. Speaker, Black Stars, having qualified for this tournament, of course, brought a lot of Ghanaians together. And then if you see the pitch, the fever in town since this morning, as I drove from home to Parliament, you see a lot of people, a lot of Ghanaians with high expectations. Retailers going around selling their wares, selling their t-shirts, selling their Ghana-made flags, Ghana jerseys, and then people buying. The euphoria is there. Mr. Speaker, there's no better way to market your country or to brand your country than to represent your country individually and collectively at that ultimate stage, the World Cup. So people who get the opportunity to do that do represent themselves and that of the millions of their citizens. In countries like Africa, African governments tend to support such causes because, Mr. Speaker, when you do that and then the national teams do well, they tend to cloud over some of the inefficiencies that's happening in your country. So if the Black Stars do well, of course, people will not talk about the inefficiencies that have arisen as a result of the flooding in Ghana. If the Black Stars do well, people will not talk about the agenda, will not talk about the unemployment situation, the unemployment situation in Ghana and the 24-hour economy that is failing to the extent that people are not ready to talk about. If the Black Stars are doing well in Ghana, people will forget about the high water bills. People will forget about the high electricity bills. And, Mr. Speaker, people will even forget that the current ministers are even fighting amongst themselves to succeed His Excellency the President. So, Mr. Speaker, government put a lot into making sure that national teams do well. Mr. Speaker, one thing that has happened, something that's happened over the last 24 hours, is the failure of the authorities to get Thomas Partey in Canada. Mr. Speaker, the question that arose yesterday was when the application form was being completed. The question was, have you ever been arrested before? How can somebody, a protocol officer, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Finance that have been put together as a tripartite to make sure that Ghanaians and then the football players are sent to this World Cup, sleep on this question and then answer no? How can they say no? Because we've all seen on TV that the former player was at least arrested. So how can people answer this question and then say no? It meant that somebody slept on his job. Mr. Speaker, I still think that with what we have, with the team currently in place, we can still do well. I'm urging Ghanaians to put away, that perception, because I've heard people say that they are even prepared to pay losing bonus. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that's right for us. We would have to be together in this enterprise. Support the Black Stars with all our might and with all our heart, and ensure that this evening we beat Panama. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. The Honorable Emmanuel is the senior most.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
But honorable members, please avert your mind to 93.5. These are comments, and the comments should not degenerate into debate. Please, let's comment. Today is a day that we should all unite as a nation. So let our commentary be something that will rally all of us together. Yes, Emmanuel, let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, football, we all know, is a passion of the nation, and football unites all of us, irrespective of your background, whether politically, religiously, or socially. It unites all of us. Mr. Speaker, Ghana has qualified for the 2026 World Cup, which we're all expecting that we will bring the cup to Africa and to Ghana this year. Mr. Speaker, there are others who think that we cannot bring the cup to Ghana. But I strongly believe that if the Black Stars put their hands to the wheel they can bring the cup to Africa for the first time. And Ghana, the President of the Republic, will hold the cup. The cup will come to this floor and we will all kiss this cup in this country. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, the mishap that we all experience that happens to our midfielder should not have happened at all. Others have spoken about it. But I think that is a lesson for all of us to learn and make sure that it does not repeat itself. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, I am a religious person. I believe in one thing. Colleagues are talking about let's pray for Ghana. Can we all, with your indulgence, stand and say a prayer in this house for the Blasters so that they can bring the cup to Ghana? With your indulgence, with just 2 minutes prayer for. If you are a Muslim, you can do your Muslim prayer. If you are a Christian, you can do your Christian prayer. If you permit, Mr. Speaker, I want to pray for the Blaster.
Well. My understanding is that once we say the omnibus prayer,
okay,
it caters for everything.
Okay.
So let's finish all the commentary, then we can probably
very much.
Take that one.
Thank you.
Yes. Let me go to Honorable Collins Admarco.
Fred Agbenyo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I recall my days on campus. I was the captain of the University of Ghana soccer team. And Fred Agbenyo was our referee. Fred Agbenyo. The Speaker, Fred Agbenyo used to chase me around to beg me to come and play football on campus. Fred Agbenyo. As for Edem Agbana, when I'm playing, he's always on the sideline cheering me up. Edem Agbana. Yes, when I'm playing. I was then the captain of the University of Ghana soccer team. Commonwealth Hall, Vandals. Fred, he was the referee. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, he was always against me.
Who was always against you?
Fred Agbenyo.
What about Abena?
Fred Agbenyo. He was the referee. Even if I scored the goal, Fred Agbenyo would tell me it's an offside. Fred Agbenyo. As for Edem Agbana, I told you, Mr. Speaker, he used to cheer me up. He would be on the sidelines and be cheering me up. Collins. Mr. Speaker, I know we had a very shaky preparation. And even the timing of our current coach, very, very short period. But I'm very confident that our guys are going to do us the honors. And today, I believe that we are going to win by 2 goals to nil. Two goals to nil. I side with the majority chief whip when he said that today we are going to win by 2 goals to nil. I am very, very optimistic. I know other people are cautiously optimistic, but I am very, very optimistic. I wish the team very well. We pray with them, we pray for them, and I hope that at the end of the day, we will all have we'll be laughing at the end of the day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Everybody will be given the opportunity. Let me go to
thank you,
Adam. But Adam, before I allow you to speak, today your issue came up. Who did you give the power of attorney to today? Because you had a question, and Frank Ajay stood up that you have given the power of attorney. Then Honorable Asafoje also stood up that you have given the power of attorney to ask the question on your behalf.
Mr. Speaker, let me say that I gave my friend, the Honorable Asafoje, the authority, but upon a second thought and a review, I decided to give it to my brother. So, but I did not communicate my decision to him, so that's why there was miscommunication.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity to comment on this very important statement. And let me commend the maker of the statement for raising or delivering such an important and timely statement at this time. Mr. Speaker, I am a very, very passionate football lover and fan. And just like the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, I'm also an investor in the game. Quite recently, my team qualified
to play in the Division 1 Nukunu Football Club. And so I am in the football ecosystem. And just like Fred Agbenyo, I happen to chair the U19 of the GFA competition. And so I'm very much present in the ecosystem. And so I find it very timely that this statement has been read and we are contributing to. Mr. Speaker, tonight's game is the opener. This 2026 World Cup is unique in many ways. This is the first time we have an expanded World Cup with about 48 teams participating. And Mr. Speaker, it is also a World Cup that the games we have seen so far, we've seen the African teams make us proud. Many of the African teams are making the continent proud. Tonight will be no exception. I believe that the Black Stars of Ghana will rise to the occasion and once again defend the red, gold, green, and the black star that we have. Mr. Speaker, prior to the participation in the World Cup, many people have raised concerns about the team's preparations. But I can tell you that with the caliber of players that we have in camp, Mr. Speaker, the caliber of players that we have in camp, their drive, their energy, and their hunger to succeed is for me a motivation that indeed Ghana will do well in this World Cup. Mr. Speaker, I know that tonight we'll record our first victory, get 3 points, move on to defeat England, and then we'll defeat Croatia and qualify. I have said, and I always maintain that, Mr. Speaker, if there is any African team that can win the World Cup, it will first be Ghana, and I will not be surprised if it happens this year. People believe that the exclusion of Thomas Partey and some other players like Kudus due to injury may affect the team. I understand that indeed those players are very important for the team and we needed their presence. However, I can also say that we have equally good materials as replacement. Mr. Speaker, a player like Caleb Urenchi is quite new to the team. Marvin Senaya new to the team. However, when you check their progress and how far they have come in football, these are also quality and excellent materials that today will make this country proud. I want to say that football is one of the few things that unite us as the people of Ghana. Today, because of football, all of us in this chamber, we are happy, we are laughing with each other. There seems to be no division because football has that powerful force of uniting the people of Ghana. And so I want to call the people of Ghana that all of us should ride. The Black Stars will emerge victorious tonight. Mr. Speaker, because I'm afraid of those investors who may be paying key attention to our predictions, because the Honorable Collins said we'll win by 2-0. Some people will take that to be over 1.5. Mr. Speaker, only a few people may understand. I will not want to fall into the temptation of predicting correctly what will happen. But I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, that the Black Stars will emerge victorious in tonight's game. They will move on to the knockout stages and they will continue to make Ghana proud. Go Ghana, go Black Stars, go Africa. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that football has the potential.
You've been listening to members of parliament from both sides of the House, the minority and the majority, uniting to support the Ghana Black Stars. And MPP flag bearer Mahmoud Bawumia also had this word of encouragement for the senior national team.
Football has always been part of us as a nation. It has always united us, and it brings the world together. As the Black Stars start their journey at the 2026 World Cup, I want to wish them the very best. Black Stars, you have done it before, and you can do it again. The nation is behind you, and I am behind you. Go for gold. Go Black Stars, go.
Right. So, how should the country approach our game against Panama, which will be our first game at the tournament? Let's bring in Nana Juma, who is a football coach and a football analyst as well. Nana, always good to have you on our show. Welcome. My first question to you will be, how should Coach Carlos Queiroz and the team approach our first game tonight?
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon to all your listeners. Well, I think he has no choice but to approach this game very cautiously. And I'm saying that because he's only had the opportunity of being the coach for the past 50 days, let's say. Furthermore, he's not had the best of preparation. He's only had one friendly match against Wales, and which we drew 1-1. And at the end of the day, I could see what he was trying to build insofar as we're compact, we're cohesive at the back, we're very tight, well organized. I could see all of that. And now we were looking to transition very quickly into attack. I could see all of it. But he needed another game to test the whole thing out. And unfortunately, the friendly against Jamaica didn't come off. The friendly against Honduras didn't come off. So, in fact, what's going to happen today is that he's still experimenting. It's still a part of the experiment because, you know, playing amongst yourselves is not as good as facing proper opposition. So he's got to be cautious. He has to be cautious.
Okay. Nana, don't go yet. Eva Ochre is a lawyer and a sports journalist as well. She's also joining the conversation. Eva, glad to have you on the show this afternoon. This is a Panama side that has scored in their last 11 matches. In fact, their game against Brazil, although they lost, they managed to put 2 goals behind the net against Brazil. And we've known Ghana to be, a very defensive team that doesn't score much goals at major tournaments like this. How should the team approach this resilient Panama side, you say?
Well, I think that I will not say anything too different from what Nana has said already. We will have to be cautious because what it tells us is that we have a team that is capable of scoring. Of course, they were playing against Brazil, and so no surprises there that they lost to them. But the fact that they were able to put 2 goals behind the Brazilians is indicative of their ability to strike when they have to. And so that means that we need to be cautious. We will indeed, but they are also equally defensive, and we would need to exploit their weaknesses to be able to go behind their defense and ensure that we get a goal or 2 in. The styles are not too different. We are quite defensive. I think that our challenge would be how to get in the goals, but we will need to be very disciplined in defense and also in the middle of the field to ensure that even if we are not scoring, we are not getting scored in this game.
That's quite interesting, Eva. Don't go yet. I still have the Najaman with me. Nana, I'm looking at the last few games that both teams have played. You look at the Panama team, they played against South Africa. They actually scored South Africa. They played against Dominican Republic. They scored them by 4-2. And this is a Ghanaian team that has only drawn once in our last 8 matches, and that has been our best result. So clearly, we cannot in any way underrate the Panama team, can we, Nana?
We shouldn't. I mean, look, in terms of the FIFA World Rankings, they are above us. So there's no issue of underrating them because we are the lowest ranked team in that group, and that's a fact. So I think that I believe we have the potential. I want to see his selection because now that Thomas isn't there, I want to see who he's going to put there, because I don't believe that Sibo should be there. I think we should be looking at Caleb and Elisha Owusu. He's a holding midfielder. So I think Elisha Owusu should be there. Caleb should be there. We should have Nuama there. And also Augustine Wachi across that midfield. I think those are the players that should start and that should be there. And I think they bring about a different flavour with the Ghana Black Stars, because what I saw in the Wales team is an emerging identity, which is something I always criticise the GFA about, because we're not having a style and pattern of play. There's no identity. But with what I saw in the Wales match, I believe the identity is emerging. Strong in defence, compact in defence, cohesive in defence, but transitionally swift in attack. And I saw that with Nuama when he came on. And I believe that's armour in our armoury down the right-hand side with an inverted winger. And I felt too that Boachi also brings something to the table. And of course, you've got Semenya there as well. So I don't see any reason why, we can't do something in this game, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't see any reason why.
Right. Right. On paper, you have a group that includes England, includes Croatia and Panama. And on paper, it appears that our best chance will be against Panama. What will a victory against Panama tonight do for the Black Stars?
Well, it will boost our confidence because, by and large, the core of the team is not there. So you've got a lot of young, fresh players there, eager to make their mark. This is going to be their first real test, because you can say the Wales match was a friendly. And so I think it's going to boost their confidence. It's going to increase the telepathy between them. It's going to boost the cohesive nature between them, because now they're facing real opposition in a World Cup competition. So I think there's pure positives if we get the results against Panama. They're pure positives.
Right.
It will all be positives.
Right, Nana, don't go yet. Let me come to you, Eva. We will have the luxury of watching the England versus Croatia match before the Black Stars kick off their tournament at 11 p.m. Ghana time. What should the Black Stars look out for in that match? Because we will eventually be facing those two teams also.
Good opportunity for us to assess the kind of opposition that we are likely to come up against in these two nations. It also may put us under a lot of pressure depending on the outcome of that encounter. I am hoping that the two teams will split points, which will ensure that nobody is miles ahead before we have our first kick of the ball. But that would give us a very good idea of why we need to win that match against Panama today. Going into the game against Panama after England and Croatia have played their game would ensure that we give it our best shot, knowing that the first encounter will determine how we travel throughout this competition. It's the opening match, and we need to start strong. And I believe that watching England and Croatia play, these two teams are potentially tougher customers for us. And so it will give us a good idea of how to approach our encounter against Panama to ensure that we glean the maximum points from that opening match.
Right. If anything, Argentina in 2022 showed us that the results of your first game really doesn't matter. It's how you perform in the remainder of the matches that really matters. But looking at the Black Star team, what will be the best result for us in our first game?
Nothing short of a win for me. Nothing short of a win. Because realistically, and Nana referred to the FIFA ranking, I know that on the pitch, the dynamics could play out differently. And whoever perseveres and is more resourceful on the day could triumph. But if you're looking at what is on paper, then Panama is supposed to be our easiest opposition. I think we are a little frantic going into this one because it's a team that has become a little difficult to figure out, because this is only their second appearance at the World Cup. But we also know that it's a team that has been built consistently over a period of time by Christensen since 2020. That tells you that the cohesiveness is there. They are a good team unit, and it's always difficult to come up against such teams. Though I'm fancied, they come at you with a solid team mentality and attitude, and you always need to be wary of the arsenals that they've got up their sleeves. And that is why there's some trepidation going into this. Also because of the chaotic preparations that we've had and all the stories, the backroom stories that have plagued us, injuries and all of that ahead of our opening game. But I keep saying that it's crunch time. The hour is upon us now, and so we can't dwell on any of those things. We need to start strongly and progress. And I think that is the only option available to us as a nation.
Right, Eva, I'll come back to you shortly, but let me bring in Nana at this point. Nana, so far, it appears that the African contingents in this tournament have been anything but impressive. Do you think Ghana could possibly deliver a first win for the continent this evening?
What do you want?
I don't agree that the African contingent has been far from impressive, because Cape Verde has been more than impressive. Morocco, we saw what Morocco did with Brazil. You know, Senegal lost focus yesterday and conceded 3. But I think they lost from the bench because substitutions should have been made a long time ago. Jackson, Ismaila, they should have gone a long time, but, you know, it didn't happen that way. I'm not overly concerned with us winning in order to boost the African impression. I'm more concerned with us winning because it's Ghana, because of us. So, and we want to progress. I think that Africa can't be written off in the same way that it used to be written off. I think that the draw against Brazil with Morocco, I think that the performance that Cape Verde did, I think that those are significant for everybody to sit up when they're facing African teams. So it's not my concern. I mean, we've still got about 4 or 5 more countries to play.
Right.
And we're waiting to see what they will deliver, DRC and the like, blah, blah. But I think my concern is more about us winning for us.
Right.
And not to prove a point that...
Right. Eva, so far we've only seen...
At the moment.
Right, okay. Nana, don't go yet. Let me bring back Eva. Eva, so far we've only seen our neighbors Cote d'Ivoire register a win on the continent at this World Cup. Ghana and DR Congo play today. Do you think that we could get a boost from our neighbors Cote d'Ivoire, who were able to register a win against Ecuador, to also power us to victory tonight?
We should. I think that, so when you said that Africa hasn't fared too well, I readily recall that the Ivorians had recorded a win for the continent. Exactly. I remember vividly because it was Ahmad, a Manchester United player who scored for the Ivorians. Well, but we can also take some motivation and positives from Cabo Verde. We've seen them and how they held the Spaniards, So it's been a mixed bag of fortunes for the African countries so far. South Africa started against Mexico in their opening match. We've seen how Cape Verde inspired so much hope.
Right.
So if you are Ghana, having seen Cape Verde against Spain, you should feel inspired to also make the most out of this opportunity. I think that understandably, we are playing first for ourselves as Ghanaians, donning the national colors before the continent even comes in, because on the continent, we are rallying around the continental flag as well. But our first pride would be the national flag that we need to defend. And so I'm believing that Africa will come good. I think that a lot of disappointment was registered with the Senegal loss to France yesterday. And that is why it feels that Africa's performance or record so far has been that bleak. But you have DR Congo, a very formidable side coming up. That promises to be a good encounter. That's one team that I'm expecting to perform well. The Ivorians are in there. The Senegalese is their opening game, and let's not kick up a fuss over that, because they were up against no meaner team than France, who are title contenders. They are.
Because in you we trust. Amen.
And there was a lot resting on that game because of the historical antecedents and all of that. And so the pressure was heavy for the Senegalese.
Right.
They may come good subsequently. You said it yourself. It's the opening match in a tournament. The opening match performance could be telling for you, because any point lost could mean that you're exiting gradually. And that is why it's crucial that we start well. But there's always also the possibility of making a quick recovery and garnering as many points as you can from the remaining matches. Thankfully, there's a round of 32 also, where we have the best placed third teams, the best third place teams looking to take a shot at making it to the next round. So I think that we just need to make the most of the opening match. But Africa, I think, is not all lost. There are still many more teams to come up. And from what I've seen, it's not all gloom and doom for the continent.
Let's talk about omissions. Now we are missing Mohamed Kudus through injury, and then Thomas Partey through a visa refusal to Canada. How are these two key players likely to affect our game going forward?
That's a staggering omission or loss for us. This is the World Cup. You need some star power in there to push you through. We saw how Romelu Lukaku came on for Belgium. His presence in there alone caused a stir, and the Belgians managed to get a goal with his heavy involvement in there. So the star power, undoubtedly, you need it. I remember how in Qatar, Kudus would step onto the pitch and the entire stadium would start screaming Kudus everywhere, So the star power is important. It's most unfortunate that we are losing such key players. In the middle of the field, you have Thomas Partey providing leadership and a cool head for us, some stability and progressive football for us. And we are missing him, which means that we have an entirely new midfield. Our defensive setup is also new, with the absence of Jiku, we've had to tinker a lot. So there's a lot going on for us. Thankfully, Semenyo remains our brightest spot. So we a lot rests on his shoulders for this game. But these absentees through injuries have really hit us hard. And that's why we start off not too confident. But I believe that in the absence of these known names, these big boys, there's an opportunity for up-and-coming stars to break through and show us what they are capable of doing. Let's not forget the World Cup is the biggest stage for players to exhibit their skill and talent to the world. It's an auditioning stage for them. Their careers may progress or regress depending on how they perform on this stage. And that is not lost on these players who have the opportunity to represent the nation today.
Eva, don't go yet. I still have Nana Jiman with me. Nana, we are missing very key players in the persons of Mohamed Kudus and Thomas Partey due to a visa restriction in Thomas Partey's case and Mohamed Kudus in the case of an injury. It is an open secret that in this World Cup, you need some star names and star players in your team. Do you think that the omission of these two key players will have any impact on our game going forward?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm of the view that the coach that we have there has already taken those things into consideration and will set up the team so that we won't feel that impact. Because look, Kudus is quite an individual player. He's not really a team player. He's an individual player. And Kores is all about teamwork. He's all about togetherness. He's all about things being compact and cohesive. So whilst Kudus, I'm not saying Kudus's contribution wouldn't be valuable, it would. But the fact of the matter is he's not there, and the coach has to work without him not being there and has to improvise. And I think the coach will improvise significantly enough so that you won't miss that aspect of Kudus. As for Thomas Partey, well, I wouldn't have brought him to the World Cup anyway because he's got too much baggage. And we've seen the baggage. We've seen how the baggage has come and it's affected the entire team because it's a huge distraction. Oh, are the English going to shake his hand or not? This and that, blah, blah, blah. It's a distraction that we don't need. We don't need it. And as I've said to you, we've got Elijah Owusu there, which is my first choice as a holding midfielder.
Right.
And if anything happens to him, you've got Kwesi Sibo, who is also there. So I don't see it in the same way that you see it, because a good coach, look, Chico is also not there. A good coach can improvise significantly enough so that you won't miss those players that are not there for whatever the reasons are. So I don't think that's going to impact on the team at all, because they're out there to do a job. They're professional footballers. We all know that injuries and suspensions, etc., are a part of the game. We can treat Thomas's inavailability as a suspension, right? And play accordingly. So I don't see that it's going to have that great impact. The coach is setting something up, and we're now going to see what he's setting up for real, even though still there's a bit of an experiment about it because we haven't had the type of pre-World Cup preparation that we should. But I don't think the coach is even worried about that right now. He's not worried about that. So neither am I.
Well, now let's look at the predicted formation that the Black Stars will be going into this game with. That is a predicted formation is 4-2-3-1. That of Panama, the predicted formation is 3-4-3. You think 4-2-3-1 is a good one for us?
Yeah, because when we're defending, it becomes a 4-5-1.
Right.
And we become tighter across the middle of the park. So I think that's okay. But we've got to keep our eyes peeled on the opposition because we don't know anything about them. And I think the first thing that the coach will do is to ensure that our defensive formation and our defensive discipline remains intact. That is the first thing, because they're going to come at us. They're going to come at us, right? So we have to make sure that defensively we are solid, we are cohesive, telepathy is there, etc., and then hit them on the break. I think that's what we've got to do, because the man is building an identity. He's building something, and he didn't get the time that is required, as the Panama coach did, and various other teams in the competition. They've had that opportunity. We haven't had it. So we can't go all hell for leather. We must observe and see. And I know it's going to set them up in a way in which the defensive formation will allow us to understand the way that they want to play against us. And then we can exploit them where the holes and the gaps now appear.
Now let me pick your prediction.
Well, I'm not good at that, but I think we should get 2-0.
Okay, 2-0.
Well, actually, let me say 2-1 because this team keeps scoring. Panama keeps scoring. It's not a team that doesn't score. So let's say 2-1. I think that will be okay for us.
Nanajuman, always grateful to have you on our show. He's a football coach and a sports analyst as well. Eva Ochre is still with me. She's a lawyer and a sports journalist. Eva, we are likely to enter that game with a possible formation of 4-2-3-1. Good one?
I believe so. Nana said that he wouldn't want to see Sibor in the mix for us, but I would want to see Sibor in the mix for us. I think that, yes, I think that he's a good winner of the ball. He brings some physicality and presence into the middle of the field. Might not give you what a Partey or something will give. You have Elisha Owusu sitting deep. You have and giving a cover to the back four. Sibor in the going into the tackles for you. He will do the needful and not get fanciful. But you can trust him to get into those tackles and break the attack of the Panamanians for you. And then you have Caleb Rinchi to be the progressive one who is linking the midfield to the attack for us. So that's what I would want to see. I would want to see Rinchi, Sibo, and Elisha in the middle of the field. That formation works for me because then going forward in attack, we have numbers. And then also in defense, we have the necessary shield. It means that we will be a lot more defensive. You know, it will be a lot more defensive because we don't have someone who really is giving us so much going forward. But Caleb Rinchi will do that for us. I think that's what we can go with. We need to be cautious while we are still attacking. So it's important that we are defensive, and then when we get opportunities, we have Semenyo. I'm expecting to see Myanmar playing for us. So our flank play, I believe, would be very useful in this encounter for us. I'm hoping that Semenyo will come good for us. There's been some concerns about his output whenever he's in the national team setup. But I believe that this is an occasion where he knows that he needs to carry this team on his shoulders. He's the star boy for the Black Stars for this competition.
Okay.
He needs to show up. He needs to show up. The whole world is watching him. He needs to show up for us. I think that will come good.
I was actually about to ask you who you think is our star boy in this team, because already we've seen the big boys coming to the party. You've seen Lionel Messi, you've seen Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe. Tonight we'll be expecting Harry Kane to see what he can do, Cristiano Ronaldo. And so we also need a very key player like that to live up to expectation if we are to progress further, correct?
Most definitely. And without a shade of doubt, Semenyo provides that for us. He's our brightest spot in Black Stars, which has been a little jaded with the absence of Mohamed Kudus and Partey. And I mentioned them, Jiku also. I mentioned them because these are players who are known globally. And these are players who come to the fore with so much, with experience and exposure. And so that's why, for me, their presence was crucial for us. But in the absence of that, Nana said it perfectly. I'm sure that the Keros knows exactly how to set up to ensure that their absence doesn't impact significantly upon us. But Semenyo needs to be our talisman. He needs to be the one who creates and gives us something special. He has Caleb Ritchie, who's fearless also, a youngster who's fearless. And then Jordan brings leadership. He's a captain of the side. And so he needs to bring that leadership. He's got experience. He's got exposure as well. But our star boy, our poster boy for this World Cup, definitely Antoine Semenyo.
Okay, Eva Ocho, thank you very much for your expertise this afternoon. She's a lawyer and a sports journalist as well. Let's cross over to Parliament once again, where we understand that the members of the House are in high spirit ahead of Ghana's game against Panama.
The girls are handsome. If you want to go to Boston, come to Foya and show your love. If you want to go to Boston, come to Foya and show your love. Hallelujah. The boys are beautiful. Forevermore. Okay. Kotoje. Bakoto. Tachama. Bakasa. Erade. Oyora. Kotoje. Bakoto. Panama beba, England beba, Croatia beba, France beba, Portugal beba, Brazil beba, wanna beba, yes yo. Me say wanna beba, yes yo. Panama beba, England beba, Croatia beba, Portugal beba, France beba, Brazil beba, wanna beba, yes yo. Easy. Wale noko, wale noko. What up, yes? Black Star. Okay, Ganamaya. Wale noko. Wale noko. Wale noko. Wale. Easy. Wakala sugaya. Wakala baya. Wakala baya. Easy. He was.
Hey, he was in parliament. He was in parliament. See the drama. See the drama. President Black Stars. President Black Stars. He was in Wasi. He was in Wasi. He was in parliament. He was in parliament. See the drama. See the drama. Hey, 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 hey. What did they make me find? I just tell them so. You said they made me find. I said some people ask me so. What did they make me find? I just tell them so. At the final. At the final. I just tell them so. So one that's Ghana they do. So one that's Ghana they do. Ghana they do.
And so, Ken and Fossey, that's what is happening here at the foyer of Parliament, right at the entrance of Parliament, where MPs are in hot JAMA sessions as part of the support for the Black Stars ahead of 11 p.m. tonight when they take on Panama in the first group game of the match. You see the MPs, all of them kneeling down here and showing their solidarity to the Black Stars ahead of the game today, in high spirits ahead of the day. Let me try and get one or two of the MPs to speak to. Honorable Zuera Mohammed is the MP for Salaga North, and Honorable, turn this way for me. This is my camera. You first of all gave a statement on the floor, and you are here having a JAMA session. What does it mean, this moment mean to you as an MP? Thank you very much. If you listen to my contribution to the statement, I indicated that I come from a family of football. My uncle, Alasan Tanko Nasam, was the first professional footballer to sign up to any club in this country from the north of Ghana. My other uncle, Osman Orlando, was a striker for the Great Asante Kotoko. And so I've lived football. My whole family is football. And that's why I'm here cheering up the Black Stars. We know the power of football. If there is one thing that unites us and makes us one, it's football. So anyone who loves this country and loves their neighbor and want to see progress in this country, we should come together and support the Black Star. Today they are flying our flag, the most beautiful flag in the whole world. That is the Ghana flag, and we owe it to them to give them the full support in order to bring us honor and glory to this country. What's your prediction? I'm looking at a win over Panama. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Honorable Zuera. Honorable Maxwell Lukuto is also here. I'm interested in why you MPs decided to put yourselves together to do this.
Oh yeah, so you see, I came in Batakari. I was given this shirt in Parliament. Yes. And so I've changed from my Wednesday wear to this one. The morale is so high, and we are excited that through it all, we have been able to qualify again for the World Cup. This is not the first time, but this is a special one. And so all MPs together from both sides of the aisle, we are supporting the Black Stars to the fullest. And we want anybody who is watching us, you are a Ghanaian, you are an African, this is the day for us to support the Black Stars to ensure that Panama is beaten to pulp. That's exactly what. What's your prediction? My prediction is that we're going to score by 2-0.
By 1.5.
Yes. Exactly. So that's what we are going to do.
Thank you very much. For those who understand over 1.5, you know. If you don't understand, thank you. Go and continue on that. I have here Honorable Ernest Nogbe. He is the chairman of the Sports Committee of Parliament. Honorable, I'm sure this is part of your organization. At what point did it occur to you to put members together to have what we have here?
Well. today we are all aware that Ghana is playing Panama, and then we want to chart the atmosphere. We have about 10 African teams playing in this tournament. So far, we have only one winning a match. That is Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, the rest are also doing very well, but we want Ghana to garner the 3 points today, and that will propel us to the next stage of the game. And as I said on the floor, it is my hope and prayer that we colonize England in this matter and come out victorious and top the group, and then move to the next stage. So today, I just try to organize members of parliament as a chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee. We are unable to go to the Canada to go and cheer the Blasters. We must cheer them here in Ghana. Our spirit will be behind the team. As the saying goes, whatever is banded on earth is the same as in heaven. So whatever we are doing here in Ghana is the same thing that is happening in Toronto, in Canada. So we are hoping and praying that our spirit, 33 million Ghanaian spirit, will go behind the Blasters so that they can deliver the goals and come out with 3 points.
What are the predictions?
Well, as I always say, I'm not expecting over 3.5 in this game. Neither am I expecting below 2.5.
You are speaking a language that some people understand so well.
Well, so that is a coded language. I'm not expecting over 3.5, but whatever the case may be, it will be in favor of the Blasters of Ghana.
And the other subsequent matches after the Panama game will be meeting Croatia as well as England. What's the expectation? Which of the teams do you think will pose serious danger to the Black Stars?
Well, I know after Panama game we are going to face England, and I'm very sure that we will colonize England.
We'll colonize England.
Colonize England, which means we are going to win England. Somebody should mark it on the wall. We shall win England match, and then I know Ghana and England will qualify from that group. Definitely, yes, that is the prediction, and it shall surely come to pass.
Thank you so much. Before I let you go, I'm looking around to see if your counterpart on the other side, any of them are here. You didn't extend invitation to the minority?
Well, everybody, it's a committee activity. My ranking member is far away in Canada supporting the team. He had been there already. He's not been sponsored by the government or even parliament, but he's been there already, so he's there supporting the team. This afternoon or this evening, some team will also leave to Canada to support. So we have extended invitation to everybody, and as you heard me on the floor of Parliament, I made it public, I made it known to everybody. We are organizing this. So I'm not sure it is. We need not to belabor the point at this point in time. What we want to achieve is Ghana winning. When Ghana wins for everybody.
Thank you so much. And Honorable NS Henry Nogbe is the chairman of the sports committee and our host leadership. We are seeing what we are seeing here today. And so you see even members of the staff of parliament now joining in the Jama session. The man on the drum is one of the securities of parliament, and he has been working on the drums, and a number of the MPs as well as journalists, members of the parliamentary press corps, as well as the staff of parliament, all joining in order to throw their support and solidarity to the Black Stars, who are taking on Panama in the first game of the Group G World Cup today. Our subsequent matches will be England as well as Croatia, and the expectation from parliament is that the Black Stars will win in today's game. Members have been making statements on the floor, and they have all been wishing from both sides of the house, wishing the Black Stars well. And so, Ken, this is what is happening at the foyer of Parliament. I will leave you here, but you can continue to take more of the Jama session until you are through with it and you are okay. That's what is happening on the floor of Parliament here today on Wednesday. I'm James Abaji for Joy News.
Very interesting scenes from the House of Parliament. You're still watching the polls here on Joy News. We'll take a quick break. We have more Black Star stories for you after this.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Baby Car. Let's bring. You didn't for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it they carry water. No wahala. Syntex pipe, it they make water they flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Mom, so Kidivite contains all vitamins?
Yes, 12 essential vitamins that growing bodies need.
So we'll grow healthy and strong. And smart?
Absolutely.
Kidivite Multivitamin Tonic contains all the essential vitamins and nutrients needed for the healthy development of children from age 1 to 12 years. Also available, Kidivite Multivitamin Drops for babies under 12 months. Grow strong, grow healthy with Kidivite. Distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind the ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
PM Express, power is confronted, claims are tested, and accountability is not optional.
The first 2 months in office between January, February, and March, we had already brought down this rate, and then we have sustained it since.
Politics, business, the economy, social justice. If it affects your life, it will be examined. If it shapes your future, it will be interrogated.
You ever sitting there today and you see me sweating, I'm answering your question, you in the comfort of your chair putting all these questions to me. That is why you would not have the responsibility of bringing about this document.
No safe spaces for evasion, no comfort in half-truths, just facts, pressure, and the courage to stay with the question until the answer comes.
Your word says,
my words were,
those on Compact Plus, you pay 570 and you get more channels.
Evans,
that moves you.
This is the speech.
To the
speech I read yesterday is what I'm holding here. You didn't read the speech. You didn't write it. I wrote it and I read it.
Because democracy demands scrutiny, and the public deserves clarity. When the day's noise fades and the nation needs understanding, there is PM Express on Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
Welcome back to The Pulse. We will be bringing you more Black Stars stories this afternoon. But in the meantime, there's growing fear among African nationals living in South Africa as the June 30th deadline set by anti-immigration groups for undocumented immigrants to leave the country approaches. Many foreign nationals are increasingly concerned about their safety amid threats and calls for the removal of migrants alleged to be residing in that country illegally. Well, the Ghana-South Africa Business Chamber has condemned recent xenophobic attacks on Ghanaians and other nationals in parts of the country, describing the incidents as deeply troubling and inconsistent with the principles of African unity and solidarity. In a statement signed by its president, Tony Sechere, the chamber said the incidents have generated widespread anxiety, anger, and distress among Ghanaians both home and abroad. The president of the Ghana-South Africa Business Chamber, Tony Sechere, is here with me in the studio this afternoon to talk more about this issue. Tony, welcome to the program. What prompted your chamber to issue this statement?
Yeah, it was basically that we were very increasingly getting worried about what was happening in South Africa, particularly all the attacks on the Ghanaians that are situated in South Africa. But of course, it meant that we also had reports in the social media about the fact that there will be retaliation against South African businesses in Ghana. And indeed, there was a demonstration sometime last week where some of our member firms were picketed by the demonstrators, so which is of concern to us. In our view, what is happening on the ground in South Africa is despicable and we condemn it. But at the same time, we feel that we should not have that retaliatory composure, particularly because we should not mix business with politics. In many cases, what we are seeing is that businesses are doing very well both ways. Business usually follows opportunity, and all of that is very reciprocal, both Ghana and South Africa. What the chamber has done is that we have brought member firms together to ensure that we are able to create business synergies between Ghana and South Africa. And we're promoting trade and investment, which has worked very well over the past 30 years. We all can see evidence of that amongst the business environment in Ghana, and we believe that Ghanaians should exercise that sort of restraint, not to be able to retaliate in the way that is happening in South Africa.
Most people are hearing about this chamber for the very first time. What's your member strength? How many members do you have? And do you have some of your members in South Africa?
Currently, we do have about 60 members registered in Ghana. And, excuse me, our vision is to actually promote businesses that invest from South Africa into Ghana and vice versa. Yes, we do have some membership who are also domiciled in South Africa as well. So we're creating business synergy between them, creating opportunities, ensuring that they are aware of the regulatory compliance environments between both countries. But for many years, the chamber has existed. It was actually formed 25 years ago. So it has existed promoting such business between Ghana and South Africa.
Have you heard any reports of any of your members reporting that their businesses have been attacked and they are under threat?
At this moment, no. We haven't heard of any physical attacks. All we see is that on social media, there is that call or clarion call for our members' businesses to be either boycotted or for picketing to, but apart from the demonstration that happened last week, we really haven't had any physical attack reports.
The deadline that the South African nationals gave, June 30th, for people to leave that country. How are your members taking that? And are some of them preparing to leave out of fear because of that?
At this moment in time, we do not believe that we should react out of that sort of fear. The Chamber has fully engaged with the South Africa High Commission. They have given us assurance that a lot of diplomatic moves are being made to ensure that we do not get to that June 30th deadline where there will be any demonstrations. So they assure us that the South African government is doing everything possible to ensure that there will be no violence on that day.
You've called on the South African government to bring the perpetrators to justice. Are you so far satisfied with the measures they've taken?
Yes, so far we had assurances, as I said earlier, and we've also received some information that the government is putting measures in place to do that. Unfortunately, I cannot divulge all of that because some of these are covert ways in which they are able to control the demonstrations.
And how are these xenophobic attacks likely to affect trade between Ghana and South Africa and even your members?
I mean, the threat is there, and certainly once politics converges with business, it creates a problem. As you know, trade between Ghana and South Africa, or even the relationship between Ghana and South Africa, dates back a while ago, many years, where through all the apartheid struggle, Ghana has been involved in it. And I can also see that there have been quite a lot of investments that have gone either way. Certainly, I do not see why we should allow that to happen. We need to promote that sense of African unity so we do not allow any of these attacks to affect the relationship that we already have.
We've seen a number of African governments repatriate their nationals from that country. Ghana led the way. We've seen the likes of Malawi, Nigeria, Mozambique, other countries do same. Is that a good thing, you think? Would you encourage governments to continue to repatriate their members from South Africa?
Yeah, foremost, the safety of our nationals are of paramount importance. So whatever the government thinks that is necessary to safeguard our nationals, we fully support it. But obviously, whatever led to it is what we need to address, because we cannot say that the government has not done well by bringing our Ghanaians there. Their safety is extremely important, and I believe that was in the right direction. But of course, we need to go a step further in terms of how the situation is resolved so that we do not have any further reason to repatriate more Ghanaians.
We have a trade bloc like the African Continental Free Trade Area, which has its headquarters here in Accra. Do you think some of these incidences that are happening, especially in South Africa, could provide a threat to such a bloc?
So far, yes, there could be a threat, and that's why we need to be extremely careful. And the threat here is not because Africans would retaliate, but the fact that there could be others that do not want to see the African unity that we're all striving to. And we need to be extremely careful not to fall into that trap. So our advice is that we need to look at it from an African perspective, ensuring that nothing disturbs the steps and the progress that have been made so far with African trade and African movement.
I know you're a businessman, so this question might be difficult for you to answer, but really there have been calls by other African nationals for a boycott of South African businesses in their various countries. Is that something you welcome?
I wouldn't certainly not recommend that, for the reason that you would not use an economic solution to solve a political problem. Ken, you and I know that whenever that happens, there's chaos. I'll give you a great example. For the Ukraine-Russia war, what did Western Europe do? They put economic sanctions on Russia. What happened? The European economies are struggling now, whereas it made Russia more even richer.
Right.
Now, did it work? It didn't. So certainly we need political solutions for political problems. And we have to ensure that we do not use any economic issues or delve into economic to be able to resolve that political issue.
But some will say, yes, it didn't have the cascading effect that the EU was expecting, but at least temporarily it brought some, hardship on Russia. So that is what people want. They want people in that country to also feel the heat. You don't think still it's a good idea?
That's an arguable result on the Russian side. Right. And I believe that we shouldn't really be quick to use that as a measure. We have to ensure that we solve it on a political front. But there is background to this. Obviously, you know that this happened a few years back as well, where there was political intervention and everything was settled. And I believe that more can be done, even though the endemic issue around it is worrying that it keeps repeating itself. And more so because there is, it's an election year in South Africa, and therefore the environment has become quite volatile. So no matter if you actually put through a matchbox, it lights up the fuse, and people are taking political advantage of it. In my view, once that political fuse is removed, we should be able to solve the problem.
Have you been to South Africa recently? When last were you there?
I was there last month.
Paint a picture of how the place is like for me, because with the videos that I see on social media, they are scary, actually. You can be approached by just anybody, a group of people approach you and say that, where are you from? Go back to your country. Paint a picture of how the place is like to me.
It might be, there wasn't much to see in terms of any of these disturbances. And I believe that it's actually been over-exaggerated by social media, because whoever that we spoke to within the space that we went to, none of them were actually felt threatened in any way. These are happening in sporadic places within the suburbs of Johannesburg and Durban. So not that I'm saying that there isn't anything going on, but the scenario has naturally been over-exaggerated somewhat.
June 30th, that is, like I mentioned earlier, a few days from now, 13 days from now. Should Africans there, particularly Ghanaians there, be scared?
I think we should not overreact. We shouldn't have a knee-jerk reaction. We believe that whatever assurances that have been given, Africans should join hands and be able to resolve this problem in an African way. And I believe that when we get there, that problem will be resolved.
But we shouldn't overreact. But already we've seen people losing their lives. So how else should we react? Because people are scared for their lives. I saw a lady, actually. She was raised in South Africa. She is Ghanaian, but she was raised in South Africa. She operates a salon there. Her salon has now been taken over by South Africans. She now sleeps outside. So a lady like that, clearly, she should be scared, shouldn't she?
Oh, there will be. Certainly, as I'm saying, there are certain aspects of this that is real. We're not debunking the fact that it is happening on the ground. So there are clear examples of that sort. But as I'm saying, we've seen all that. Certainly, once we know something is like this happening, measures need to be put on the ground to be able to resolve it. And I believe that at that point in time, everything will be resolved.
Mr. Setcher, thank you very much for passing through this afternoon. He is with the Ghana South Africa Chamber, Business Chamber. Grateful for your time this afternoon. Well, let's head back to the House of Legislature once again, because the two leaders of the House, Mahama Yarga and Alexander Afenyo-Markin, have had a go at each other in Parliament in reaction to recent circumstances surrounding the stay of former Finance Minister Kenneth Gyasi in the U.S. Lawyers for Kenneth Gyasi on Tuesday reported that a U.S. court has granted his request for a permanent residency in that country. The Majority Leader, Mahama Yarga, in a comment on the floor of the House on Tuesday, took a swipe are the minority, insisting that they must fulfill their promise made to Ghanaians to bring back Kenneth Gyasi to face justice.
In the not too distant future, when the economy has been stabilized, if you are able to get the former finance minister Kenneth Gyasi to come back to Ghana and account for all that he has taken out of the country. Why? You even promised to bring Kenneth Gyasi to this country. You promised us in this chamber that you will bring Kenneth Gyasi to Ghana. You promised us. We didn't ask you, but you promised us that you bring Kenneth Gyasi. Now we are told that he has obtained permanent residency in the United States. A former finance minister running away from his country. And you sit there and you want to complain about a government that is just 1 year and a half in office, fixing the mess of people like that. If he has nothing to fear, he should man up and come back to this country and come and defend himself.
Well, this comment did not augur well with the minority. They have been responding. Listen.
Kenneth Gyasi's name here when the man is not here to defend himself and make serious allegations against him. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader himself is part of the governance of this country. How would he feel if this is said about him when he does not have the right to respond? If you come and say all that Kenneth Gyasi has taken away, what has he taken away? What has he taken away? He is a human being like you, a citizen like you. He also has children. He has his family. Be fair. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader, Honorable Mahama Yarga, must be fair. It is not his first. He supervised the embarrassment of Kenneth Gyasi when they brought placards in this chamber by his side. Mr. Speaker, please and please again to the majority leader. And for Kenneth Gyasi, if you think that you have all your evidence and you have evidence of anything done, the court is yours. You have removed Tokonu, so you removed all the judges that you think are fair. You have transferred them to wherever you want to take them to. Is that not what you've done? So you have the court, you have control of the court. Go ahead. Who has stopped you? But don't use this parliament to launch an attack on Kenneth Gyasi. He came to say, if you have any issues with his service, deal with it. Enough.
Well, the majority would have none of that.
Mr. Speaker, I believe that Ghanaians should demand of the NPP that if they don't produce Kenneth Gyasi in this country, they should never come before them asking for power again. Ghanaians must demand of the NPP because you presented him to this parliament as your nominee for a finance minister, and we approved him as a nominee for finance minister and gave him our economy to manage, and he mismanaged it and ran away. And you want to go back to Ghanaians and ask Ghanaians to give you power again, so that you will bring another Kenneth Gyasi to mismanage the economy and run to Europe. That's what you want to do. And Ghanaians must be asking MPP not to even appear before them to ask for power unless they have brought Kenneth Gyasi back to this country. That's what I think should happen.
That's the majority leader there, Mahama Yarga. Away from Parliament, though, the race to succeed President John Mahama as the NDC flag bearer appears to be taking a new shape, with Finance Minister Cassiel Atuforsen consolidating his lead while the contest for second place becomes increasingly competitive. A new Global Info Analytics tracking poll suggests growing shifts in voter preferences across the country, with recent political events influencing support in key regional blocs. The survey also provides fresh insight into how leading NDC contenders would fare against former Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia in a potential 2028 presidential contest. Data and research analyst at Joinis, Anthony Menu, is joining me on Zoom with the details. Tony, before we get into the numbers, tell us how this poll was conducted and how reliable really is it?
Yes, Ken. So The poll was conducted between May 30th and June 12th of 2026 and sampled some 8,784 voters across all 16 regions and then 84 districts here in Ghana. 85 on face-to-face interview, and then 15% of them via online. Global Info Analytics actually says that the poll has some 99% confidence interval with a margin of error plus or minus 1.5% for the face-to-face interviewers and 3.5% for the online sample, making this poll one of the largest national political surveys conducted this year, Ken.
Now let's look at the headline findings from the poll. What does it say?
Actually, so Ken, the biggest takeaway is that Dr. Akufo-Addo remains firmly in the lead with 32.5% support among general voters. The race for second place, however, has become extremely tight with NDC Chairman Johnson Asiedu Nketia polling some 21.2%, and Education Minister Haruna Iddrisu just behind him with some 21.1%. The poll is actually suggesting that recent events may have influenced those numbers. Haruna Iddrisu appears to have gained some support in the Northern Bloc following some recent political tensions in the region, while chairman of the party, Asiedu Nketia, seems to have benefited from some visible interactions during the June 4th occasion, particularly in the voter and OT regions. On a regional basis, Akufo-Addo dominates both the swing and then the Akan blocks. Asiedu Nketia also leads in the voter OT, while Haruna Iddrisu commands an overwhelming support in the northern region. Importantly, we must note that Akufo-Addo also wins every head-to-head matchup tested, including against both Haruna Iddrisu as well as Asiedu Nketia. Now, if you look at the poll ahead of the 2028 election, the poll is actually indicating that Akufo-Addo actually remains the NDC's strongest electoral prospect, leading even Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is on the side of the MPP, by some 54% to 34%, while Haruna Iddrisu and Asiedu Nketia also maintains same lead over the former vice president in a matchup that was actually done in the poll.
Anthony Menu, thank you very much. He's a Joy News data and research analyst. Two other stories this afternoon. They walked to Tindamba Primary School expecting another day of learning, but the school was reduced to rubble. 70 years of history erased in a matter of hours. When over 200 pupils reported to school on Monday, they were met not by classrooms, but by bulldozers, payloaders, and heaps of debris. The children have since been relocated to borrowed classrooms. They have walls to learn in, but have lost the school they once called home. Joy News' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
The school that taught and produced Upper West Region's first Supreme Court judge, Justice Emmanuel Yoni-Kulendi, in 150 years. Saturday, at about 2 a.m., bulldozers erased it while WA slept. Today, the young learners are in borrowed classrooms at Nure English and Islamic Primary and Tindamba Junior High School. 412 pupils last time we counted, now drastically reduced to 214. Two streams now lump into one with two head teachers. But it is not just space they lost. Look at the toilets, look at the urinals, untidy, overgrown with weeds and eyesore. From a school with history to a school with no identity. Kindergarten shares one unit, 6 classroom block with Nure English and Islamic Basic School. Relocated but lost. The 24-hour economy market is coming. Traders got 1 week to pack. For some, it means starting all over. For others, it means stopping school. 31-year-old Bashir Idrisu faked his ties here for years. He says his only skill now has nowhere to go if he lives here.
Because I'm the one taking care of them. Our father passed away last year, so I'm the one taking care of my mother and my junior sisters. We are pleading the assembly that they are not yet built the market. They should fence the place and leave us at the 10 feet.
For his apprentice, Mohamed Zidane, he may not be able to sponsor his education.
I am a student. I work here to go to school. So if they relocate us here, if work is not going correct for us, I don't know how we are going to survive. And there are a lot of things we do here to solve the youth of their punches.
38-year-old mother of three and a divorcee, Sakina Yukubu, stated that the survival of her family depends here.
I don't have any place to locate my food container to. Now that I don't have any place, do they want me to be idling or going about chasing men to take care of my 3 kids? Our plea is that they should let us remain at the corner here, since our food vending point is not inside the cricket side.
Butcher Mohamed Fobi Boatan, though happy about the demolition, however is doubtful about the completion of the project. I am not entirely sad about the demolition. What I will be sad of is if they destroy the school and fail to execute the 24-hour economy market project. Government's position was clear right from the start. The minister in charge of local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, poo-pooed plans of the intended demolition of the school last January.
I heard in the news yesterday that a school is being converted to a 24-hour market. Correct, it is not coming from my ministry. And I don't think President Mama will endorse that. So we will not collapse a school to build a market. At least we should learn lessons from when we pull down judges' houses to say we are going to build a cathedral.
The case went to court following disagreement between the landlords, then was settled out of the court by the water overlord. Policy was clear. Build a 24-hour market? Yes. Collapse the school? No. Even the president, John Dramani Mahama, weighed in during the launch of the Upper Share Park Resource Hub project. He dismissed claims that others came from above.
I did not say that the school should be used. I heard some people said, oh, a directive from above. And they like doing this from above, from above, from above. I don't know who is above there. Somebody goes and wants to take somebody's land. They say it's a directive from above. There's no above anywhere.
But in the dark, bulldozers had the last word. 70 years of learning gone in hours. They relocated the learners, but who will relocate their future?
70-year-old Tindamba Primary School may fall to the bulldozers or the payloaders. But the argument won't wash off. For this community, collapsing the school for profit is a stain this NDC government won't wash off. Reporting for J News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Ochehene Osagyefo-Amotiofo-Penyin has praised the leadership of Garden City University for championing educational innovation and development in Ghana. During a courtesy call by the university's new leadership, the Ochehene encouraged a shift from natural resources to dependence on human capital as a path to Ghana's development. The Ochehene commended the intellectual contributions of the private university to national progress. Here's a report by Clinton Yeboah.
A delegation from Garden City University formally introduced the university's new Vice-Chancellor, Professor Eric Kwesi Ofori, a native of Chebi, to the Ochehene Osagyefo-Amotiofo-Penyin. The visit was to extend an invitation for him to serve as special guest of honor at the VC's investiture scheduled for July 9.
Ocheman doesn't have a bustling business city, but we have intellectual capital contributing to Ghana's resources. So, I am not surprised one of our own is representing brightly in Asanteman, advancing education in Ghana. When you are appointed, there is a score sheet that will be used to assess your success and failure, and all of it will depend on your effectiveness and honesty. The success of every country is always often attributed to education. We need leaders who will be honest. Development and success of countries now is not material, not the gold or oil.
The university's new Vice-Chancellor, Professor Eric Kwesi Ofori, expressed gratitude for the guidance and support from Ocheman leadership.
Match, second match, and I said, I said, it's a bar in a free,
I started work in March, hoping that the good training I received from home would be employed in my leadership of Garden City University. We have been to Menchia to receive the blessing of Otumfo. The reception was delightful. It has become important that I come back home to Osajifo to appreciate him for his guidance and support. I won't disappoint Ocheman. We will do our best.
Being so often so mass. I want to be it's only fair. I want to and here to
With a student population of about 14,000, Garden City University has established itself as a leading institution with a strong focus on business and health sciences education. Ochehene emphasized that the focus on education will guarantee the country's success. For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yabwa.
Education received a major boost in the Techiman South constituency as the Member of Parliament for the area, Martin J. Mensah Kosa, officially commissioned and handed over a brand new 3-unit, fully furnished classroom block to the Hanswa K3 Basic School. The project aimed at decongesting the school and improving academic standards comes as a relief to teachers, students and parents who have endured years of overcrowding. Anasa Betas more.
Imagine a classroom built for 30 children, now staffed with more than 60 inside. No space to breathe, no space to think, no space to be a child. This has been the sad reality for pupils of this school, the Hanswa K3 Basic School. Headmaster Michael Achrekon described how the congested situation is affecting teaching and learning.
We realized the children were over 100 in each class. We had challenges over class control. We had challenges over heat. And in fact, teachers were not even able to go through the learners, making sure the teaching and learning goes on well. So frankly speaking, it never helped us in our teaching and learning process.
The numbers tell a brutal story. When the sun blazed, the heat inside was unbearable. Teachers raised their voices until they lost them. Students sat still because moving meant elbowing a neighbor. Adujesi Joycelyn, the senior girls prefect, remembers the breaking point, some parents withdrawing their children from the school.
We were many at first, so some people went to other schools. Now that we have this building, I know that the learning will improve.
That was the low point. This is the turning point. Techiman South MP Martin J. Mensah Kosa saw the chaos and he decided to act.
It's a demonstration of my personal commitment to uplifting the conditions in the school. And we have done it in a way that I think gives us the results that we want. It's going to make sure that we are able to ease the numbers of students in the other classrooms. Until this facility, they were doing, I'm told, over 60 in a class. It is expected to significantly reduce the numbers. And so it's my personal contribution to this school. And we hope to do more.
Today, the MP officially commissioned and handed over a brand new, fully furnished 3-unit classroom block built to decongest the school, built to end the nightmare.
It's a school that is growing, the population is increasing by the day because it's strategically placed. And so we want to do what we can to make sure that the conditions are good and the students can learn better and get to achieve the goals that we want.
Hanso Ahene and Bamohino of the Techiman traditional area, Nana Apentin Fosujiabo II, stood proudly to witness history. Municipal Director of Education Isaac Kone Amankwa was full of gratitude to the MP, noting that this will lessen the directory's challenges.
All along, you were yearning for opportunity to get a facility of this nature that will help us to group the students into two, JHS A and JHS B, so as to lessen the overcrowding and congestion in our school situations. So this facility will go a long way to lessen our challenges.
From chaos to calm, from a place where children left to a place where children will return. For the MP, this is just the beginning of his resolve to improve education across the Chiman South. But for the students of Hanso Aketri Basic School, the nightmare is over. Class is finally in session. Anna Sabit, Joy News, Techiman.
Away from education, the managing director of the Ghana Water Limited, Adam Mutawakilu, has said that government is investing in the Dalun treatment plant to improve water supply to Greater Tamale, while work is underway to ensure the new treatment plant comes on stream. Speaking at the Dakpema Palace after a consultative meeting with chiefs and administrative heads in the region on progress made on the Tamale Yendi water project, he said rehabilitation work is currently ongoing.
The managing director of the Ghana Water Company Limited was in the northern and savannah regions on a 2-day working visit. He was accompanied by a high-powered delegation who would oversee the responsibility of the new water treatment plant. Speaking to the media after the tour, Mr. Adam Mutawakilu said they have been able to replace some of the outdated parts of the plant, and new pumps and motors would also be purchased soon.
In March, we were able to replace some of the spare parts of the Dalun treatment plant. And you realize that there have been significant improvement in water supply since then. Last month, I signed a contract for the supply of pumps and motors to replace the aged pumps and motors in Dalun and Nauni. So in the near future, when they are replaced, production will increase. We should be able to produce between 90 and 95% of the plant capacity. That means that more water will be pumped, and some of the transmission lines are weak. So we've awarded contract to replace most of the transmission lines that are weak, so that the integrity of the pipelines will be secured.
He said his visit to the various chiefs was to inform them of progress of work done so far.
For water, I visited Gapema, Kupena, the Lamashaguna, and even went to the overlord of Dagon, that is the Yana, to explain the interventions we are bringing. Thankfully, we've started solving some of the critical issues. We don't work to start and halt on the way. Once it starts, it must be completed, as promised by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to ensure that by the time he leaves office, Damango, Tamale, and Yendi should have potable water.
The Dakpem Lana Naba Wafuseni praised the president for steps taken to address the water situation in the northern region.
May Allah help you to complete this project. That one alone is enough for us. So let President Mahama know that we are grateful.
Achieving 100% clean water access requires more than just building pipes. It demands accountability. IRC Ghana, the Ahafo Regional Coordinating Council, and the Asutifi North District Assembly gathered at Gyasi for a town hall meeting driven by Water User Satisfaction Survey, where local authorities, service providers, and residents sat face-to-face to address gaps in water delivery and map out concrete solutions for the district. Emmanuel Edujemfi has more.
The engagement was a direct response to the community's own feedback, backed by data from the 2025 Community Score Assessments, residents and professionals, dialogue on challenges regarding water quality and reliability. The meeting's objectives were to track the progress of the district's wash master plan, facilitate honest dialogue, and most importantly, agree on an actionable roadmap with strict timelines to fix failing water systems. Jeremiah Attendem is a water expert with ILC Ghana.
This has become necessary because there have been some complaints that I've received from water users about the state of their water services. And IRC, together with the RCC and then the Asutifi North District, also conducted service monitoring for 2025, and part of which was also to speak to households about their perceptions of the quality of water services they were receiving. That also assessed water user perspectives of quality of water services.
Dauda Hafiz Dabel, Asutifi North District Chief Executive, reiterated the Assembly's commitment to ensuring safer water for residents.
We are committed to ensuring that we collaborate very effectively with stakeholders to making sure that we get water for every citizen within the Asutifi North District. It's not just getting the water, but how quality is that water. So that is why this engagement is very important, that bringing all the stakeholders on board for us to engage, to know the concerns, and also know what each stakeholders will contribute to make sure that the availability of water is in the district and the quality of it too is not compromised and the systems are sustainable.
For partners, the engagement created lasting solutions to improve water service management across the district.
Some of the issues that came up were from expansion to new settlements, water quality, tariff, which was considered to be quite high for some of the service providers. The commitment from this meeting is that water users, service authorities, and providers will work together to address these teething concerns. So we have a clear roadmap in terms of how these issues will be addressed and some timelines that we are looking at resolving this issue. And as IRC will track the resolution of these issues.
By establishing rigorous check-in mechanism to track this new commitment, Asutifi North is setting a baseline for accountability. It is a critical milestone in the broader, long-standing push to achieve universal, high-quality water coverage across the entire Ahafo region by 2030. Emmanuel Edujemfi, Joy News, Gyasi, Asutifi North District.
The Bono Regional Minister Joseph Ade Akwabua has urged the management of the Metro Mass Transit Limited to ensure the timely availability of spare parts for the maintenance of its buses. Speaking at the commissioning and handing over of a new fleet of 16 minibuses, Mr. Akwabua stressed that the government's investment in the company would only yield the results if the vehicles are properly maintained and kept operational. Precious Semevo has more.
As part of efforts to revamp Metro Mass Transit Limited, the government is retooling the company to better serve underserved communities with safe, reliable and affordable transportation services. In that regard, the Bono region has received 16 new Gyoshi coaster buses, with each fitted with 29 adjustable seats, air conditioners, surveillance cameras, television screens, fire extinguishers and other safety features to enhance passenger comfort and security. According to the Bono Regional Manager, Ayo Mamoru, the buses will also operate on intercity routes.
Apart from Kumasi, we'll be loading Sunyani, Sampa,
Sunyani Doma, and then Sunyani Techimai. And after that, we have a depot at Techimai. So we will station some of the buses there. And then the route we want to apply with those buses are Techimai Hamle, Techimai Bolga, Techimai Tamale, and then Techimai Atebu. Those who want to go to Kumasi as early as possible to go and do their business and come back, they can come for the advanced ticket so that as early as 5 a.m. we'll start loading from that point. When it is 6 o'clock, then we'll get back to our market.
At the handover ceremony, the Bono Regional Minister Joseph Adaya Kwabwa stressed the importance of plant maintenance to protect the government's investment, urging management of MMT to ensure the timely availability of spare parts for efficient servicing of the buses.
Receiving 16 of these buses is going to help us, and it is going to help the public. In Ghana, we lack maintenance culture, but this one, I will even personally see to it that they are maintained, because we cannot just receive these buses and tomorrow we tell the public that the engine has broken down. So we will urge them to make the parts available, because they are going to use it for business. And once you are making profit out of it, you need to set aside some of the funds so that you use to maintain the buses.
Ayoma Moro assured that stringent measures are in place to guarantee the safety and comfort of passengers while ensuring the buses are well managed.
The education that we give our drivers when they came for training and what we've told them, I hope they will abide by it, because we have so many rules or laws at the metro mass. If you flatter one, the consequence is big. So imagine that those that we came to meet, that as well, we even revive those buses and they are working. So imagine these new ones, they will not sit down and let that one do it.
Precious Semevo, Joy News, Sunyai.
The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening social protection interventions aimed at improving the welfare of vulnerable households across the country. As part of efforts to enhance public understanding of government social intervention programs, the ministry organized a community dialogue on social protection at Zogu in the northern region, where stakeholders and beneficiaries discussed the implementation and impact of the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program, LEAP.
The dialogue series initiated by the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection is aimed at bridging the information gap to ensure that citizens in remote communities are informed about their rights and available support service. Speaking at the engagement, the head of communications for the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty LEAP program, Carlson Akambasiam, said the LEAP program has a caseload of 400,000 households nationwide.
The program was paying 350,000 households, and through government support and partners, we are now increasing by another 50,000. So currently on roll to kickstart the whole process is 400,000 households nationwide. That is the caseload for the LEAP program now. And over time, the value of the grant has been depreciating, and government through Ministry of Finance has now indexed it against lag inflation, so that every inflationary year we increase it so that the value will be the same irrespective of the inflationary trends that we have. So that is the guarantee. Currently, we don't pay a flat amount. We pay the amount based on the number of eligible persons. And the eligible persons are orphan and vulnerable children, persons with severe disability who cannot work, the elderly 55 and above, and pregnant or lactating mothers with children under 1 year. And these eligible persons will determine the amount. So if a household has one of those persons in the household, they currently receive 320 Ghana cedi. And if there are two, 380 Ghana cedi. If there are three, 440 Ghana cedi. If there are four or more, then they take what? 530 Ghana cedi.
The Director of Social Protection at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Francisca Atulu, said the ministry's community engagement initiative is aimed at equipping citizens with vital information on social protection and welfare services.
One of the key issues that we found in terms of our monitoring exercises and in terms of our engagement with the public is a lack of information, the necessary information aimed at the citizens. So we thought it wise that when we come around our monitoring, because we do monitoring most of the time as a ministry, so when we came, we realized that there were some social issues that the community needed to be informed on. So the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Agnes Namomolate, she initiated this dialogue series for hard to reach communities, because most of the time the things are done in Accra or the capital of the regions. But she said, no, let's bring it to the people so that we can educate them on their right to social protection intervention, their right to child protection issues, their right to human trafficking, things they need to know.
Meanwhile, a clinical psychologist and lecturer at the University for Development Studies, Peter Amadou, emphasized the need for stronger advocacy to improve service delivery.
We need to tighten up our belt in the form of advocacy. We need to tighten up our belt in the terms of service provision, and we need to tighten ourselves in terms of information gathering and giving out so that we are churning out the right information. So basically today what we have witnessed is just providing more education about the concept of substance or illicit drug abuse, which is just to say that yes, in our system, a lot of young people are abusing the substances.
The forest protecting the Barakesi Dam is disappearing, raising concerns about the future of water supply to Kumasi and surrounding communities. The Ghana Water Limited says more than half of the dam's forest cover has been lost to encroachment, leading to severe siltation and a significant reduction in the reservoir's capacity. The company warns that without urgent efforts to restore the degraded areas, water production could come under increasing pressure. Emmanuel Bradqueko reports.
The Barakesi Dam supplies water to thousands of homes in the greater Kumasi metropolis, producing over 22 million gallons of water daily. But the water body with design capacity of 33.75 million cubic meter is reduced by 30% owing to heavy encroachment on its buffer zones. Illegal logging, indiscriminate farming practices, bush burning, sand winning, and settlement expansion are contributing significantly to the degradation of the catchment. According to the Ghana Water Limited, these activities have seen about 50% of the forest cover around the water body lost as of 2022. This has culminated in increased soil erosion, sedimentation of water bodies, and deterioration of the raw water quality due to high turbidity and eutrophication. Dr. Hansen Mensah Akute is the chief manager of the Ashanti Production Region of Ghana Water Limited.
But in the view of the current situation, what is happening is that there's a whole load of salt that runs from this place into the river, which is where we always abstract. That's a catchment point of the reservoir. And currently we have even salted almost 30% of the reservoir that we have. And we think that if it continues, it means we are losing the actual catchment of the volume we have for treatment for the entire Kumasi metropolis. And if we don't do something now, a time will come, we'll not even have the water available at all. What it means is that the company will be phased out, the people will not have water to in any way do their domestic activities, industries will slow down, and the economic activities will be more worsen up in the region.
A move to save the water body and conserve biodiversity, the company, in partnership with the Forestry Commission and the Echuma Nwabieja South District Assembly, embarked on a tree planting exercise. Staff of the company, the assembly, and students of the Barakesi SHS planted over 5,000 seedlings on one of the degraded lands.
The entire square of this place was 16 kilometers square distance, and we have degraded almost about 10 of it, remaining about 9 kilometers square for us to protect and recover the 10 back to the 16. So what we are doing now is a recovery of the 10 in slow pace over probably a 10 years period to make sure we recapture the forest back to its natural habitat and biodiversity ecosystem that we desire to have.
The exercise forms part of the National Tree Planting Awareness Month as Ghana works to regain its degraded forest cover and grow resilient to climate change. Manager for the Nkaria District of the Forestry Commission, Abraham Isel, highlighted the importance of safeguarding the ecosystem around the water body.
So we missed these 3 species. In fact, the aim is to restore the degraded landscape, to protect the watershed. And so you could also see that all this degradation came about as a result of the quest for man to survive and to also get some trees for their livelihoods. And so we decided to mist the cibrella, which is a fast-growing economic species. And so in the next few years, the cibrella can be matured for, human use, whilst we maintain the oframo and mahogany, which takes considerable period of time to, mature, and then that will be used to, protect the watershed for a very long period of time.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Prantkweku.
That's it for the Pulse this evening. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. The news team returns at 7 p.m. with News Prime. And do not forget to wish the Black Stars of Ghana well ahead of their opener against Panama later tonight. I'm Kenneth Gyasi. Have a good evening.
By midday, the day has spoken, stories have broken, events have unfolded.
We call on governments and cocoa board to pay our cocoa farmers immediately.
Now it's time to take stock. This is Joy News Today. As it happens, as it matters to you, from Accra to every region, from Parliament to the courts, our correspondents are on the beat, bringing you the latest developments, verified facts, and the context behind the headline.
This authority is just going to be tough for the men. This authority will not affect the suffering unemployed youth.
On Joy News Today, there are no fragments of speculation, but a clear picture of where the country stands right now.
Because of Galamsey, Ghanaians voted against NPP for NDC to come and do better. But the better now,
so you can stay informed, stay connected, and stay ahead. Joy News Today on Joy News. Independent, fearless, and credible.
I say, go for the money, I say,